In most of the SOC that I had visited, there is a large, at least one large flat screen TV, and I have a nice candidate for an application to put in it. This QRadar Pulse tested version 1.02 of it. Installation was a breeze. Once I did the install, I got this icon on the admin tab, which I went and put the latitude and longitude of New York City. I left these parameters the default. Notice that there is a 10-minute delay between the time that an offense shows up in the offense tab and it's actually shown on the Pulse account. I created a token for it and I downloaded the GeoLite 2 database by going into this website, the MaxMind. And one important consideration is that you cannot put here the .zip file or the compressed one. You need to expand it and put the MMDB one in here. Otherwise, you will not get the resolution of the actual graphics. And I actually saved that, and I got this particular screen. So what I'm going to do now is notice that it's telling me that there's no new offenses because I haven't done anything recently with it. I'm going to play some events that I have in here. So they are actually being replayed. Some logs are being replayed for getting this to fire. I'm going to actually pause the video and be back in 10 minutes to see what we get here. So the 10 minutes has not fully passed, but we still immediately see all the offenses in here. In fact, 2 pages of them. One thing that I forgot to mention is that you can select here the categories that you want is to show. So I selected, you can select up to 5 categories, and I selected these 4, and you can actually hover over the different additional categories, and if any one of the offenses, the top 10 offenses, matches that, or there are events that match those categories rather, you can actually select that. So let's say that I want to put, for example, I want to add exploit here. So you click on exploit and this thing goes up here, and when you click done, those are the 4 categories that you actually have. If you want to change that, you can actually click on it and you delete it. But again, these are all the categories that you can actually have the events being referenced by. Also, the size and shape of the icons matter. I mean, the higher the cone, there's a higher magnitude, spheres, frequency trending, and this is going to show you bingo, source to destination IP. So here we have some data. So we see here the histogram and some of the offenses that have actually been receiving here. Couple of things. One is you can actually, click on any one of these offenses. I'm clicking on anyone in here, and we see, the source and destination. You see the parameters on the offense, the relevance, credibility, and severity. You can actually click here and see the full details in QRadar. Kind of a nice looking interface to have, We see here this going from the US to France, and also to the US, and we see the display information. Actually, in real time, when the offense is actually playing, you see the line being animated in here. Looks kind of cool. Scroll down and click on any one of these events, and we actually see the details of it and the frequency and the different IP addresses involved. And you can actually take this bar and move it backward and then replay it from here, and then actually I should, by just dropping it in there, it's gonna actually start replaying the event from that time standpoint. Again, I think this is going to look good on that flat screen. I wouldn't use this to really necessarily track the offenses because of that 10-minute delay, but it is a great looking thing, and you can actually from here, let's say that you are not paying attention to what to the offenses tab at that moment, and this may actually from a big screen can call your attention, and you can actually go ahead and dive into the particular offense and see it in more detail. So, and one final thing, if you want to, determine what are the categories that I'm interested in looking at, you can actually click in here, and when you hover over each of the categories, notice here on the right side when I'm hovering, I don't see any hit, any hit, any hit. But if I go here to exploit, I do have one, and then I can actually click in here and put exploit back there.